So you're part of the No Script Society. You guys are anti-scripts. You're
all the way.
When you're improvising, the sky's the limit. Like, you can do whatever you want.
It's nice to come together and just have fun.
You know, have the freedom to be silly and know that everybody else is making stuff up and they don't know what they're doing either.
Humans actually feed by smiling.
Hey, humans!
Whoa!
A monster.
Hello, fellow taxpayer.
Hello, fellow humans.
My name's Adam Leonard. I was kind of one of the founders of the group. I kind of put this together, though a lot of other people have put in a lot of hard work too. I'm also a producer, which helps kind of like organize and just kind of keep the group running. And yeah, I also just play too.
what are your names?
Michael?
Mary,
Okay, it's the three M's here. Two Mikes and a Mary. What do you love about doing improv?
connecting with people in the community and being goofy.
Helped me with like fear of public speaking stuff and like talking in crowds. And
What would you say your specialty is?
Fart jokes.
I'm pretty clever and I'm pretty good at like coming up with story ideas. I do a lot of verbal work and I help try to kind of move things forward. And I just also am pretty quick.
justifications. So usually, if it's like somebody throws something crazy at me, I can try to find a way. I'm usually pretty good about like folding that into the world and being like, yeah, of course. We all have elephant cars and that's normal.
See, what are some of your favorite games you guys play?
The game I really like called Shift Left, which is basically you put 4 people on stage and they kind of rotate around, and each rotation has like a specific prompt for their scene. And so basically the game is like the person in charge can keep on shifting them around and they have to jump from story to story to story. The fun of it is when you get to that point where it just kind of falls apart.
Channel surfing, and it's basically we start out and we act like we're static, and then someone calls out a television station or streaming service and we do a quick clip of that, and then after that's done we do a long form horror movie.
One of our improvisers' names is Clay, and he's our wild card, and so we made a game sort of around him called Clay and God, where he gets to just sort of throw crazy things at us from time to time.
He has his own game?
He does. He got his own game, you know. And you
That's
could
next
too.
We've basically been in our rehearsals using scary stories to tell in the dark as like a prompt for our improv, having somebody pick a story and read just the very beginning of the story, and then pretty much the improvisers take it from there. We've gone to just some really weird and really wonderful locations and stories.
Does anybody know any creepy human stories?
Spam mail.
Like, what's a wind coat?
Oh, it's a horrible place.
We'll have to outlaw spam mail.
Experimentation. That's a big part of it.
Our shows, usually we have a couple of people that are kind of overseeing it and kind of guiding it, but it is a very collaborative process where a lot of people are just kind of giving their input, and we try things and maybe it doesn't work, or maybe we try it a different way, and we just kind of keep on playing with it and tweaking it.
What got you guys into it?
I started in theater and I was doing stand-up, and after a stand-up show, Michael came up to me and asked if I would join his improv troupe, and that was about 15 years ago.
It was college, and I was like a freshman and didn't know anybody, and there was an advertisement for auditions, and I tried it out, and like, I'll try that. I have nothing else to do with my time except go to classes and like try to make friends. So met some other weirdos.
That's the sell. Come out, meet some weirdos.
Infiltrate the HOA.
A harshly worded letter.
We wanted to do tax.
We need to go.
They got me. If only you had your shiny.
You guys have done a variety of theme shows.
That's kind of what our thing has become. A scriptless carol every December. It's just something that everybody really seems to enjoy. Last October we did Improv, which was basically an improvised version of Saw. The White Lotus, which was an improvised White Lotus. Our very own like Oscar-esque award show we did. A lot of work and technology went into that.
Sometimes, like, the things you think are going to be great aren't as great as some of the times there's like, oh, I don't think that's going to be that great, and it turns out to be great.
Pretty much every show has some amount of that because we will be figuring it out in the sometimes weeks prior to the show going up that like, oh, we're still solving those problems, but it's very much a collaborative process of like someone has an idea of a thing, we want to put it together, and I'll have an idea in my head of how it's going to go. A lot of times it takes seeing it happen to be like, oh, that's a bad idea, we need to do a different way or something like that, and being open to each other's input. Specifically the Improv show, we had a big blood effect that was a lot of fun. It was a good idea, and it worked and played well, but we had a big plastic sheet that decided to fall before we used it for the gag, so we had to kind of like improvise around that. And
Not only did we have a blood gag, a puppet, we also had a toilet on stage filled with chocolate pudding, much like the movie Saw.
When did No Script Society start?
Gosh, it started probably, I think it's probably about 1.5 years ago. We did improv at the VLT pre-pandemic, and then, everything kind of fell apart. And then eventually we wanted to try doing improv again at the VLT, and we just found a lot of new people that weren't there before, and it just kind of really took off.
Improvisational theater. Typically referred to as improv, this involves actors spontaneously creating characters, stories, and actions. Shows often use suggestions from the audience. The earliest well-documented use of improv theater was found in the Atellan farce of Africa, way back in 391 BC. Jumping forward from the 16th to 18th centuries, Italian performers improvised in street theater in what is called commedia dell'arte. These shows often included masked stock characters and physical comedy. Modern theatrical improv games began in drama education for children in the early 20th century, largely due to a progressive education movement initiated in 1916. Shortly after, improv performances were popularized by vaudevillian performer Dudley Riggs. He had success once he began asking the audience for scene suggestions. He started the Instant Theater in New York and the Brave New Workshop Theater in Minneapolis in 1958. Perhaps the greatest contributor to improv theater was Viola Spolin between the 1940s and the 60s. She introduced improv games to immigrant children to develop social skills and overcome the language barrier. Spolin influenced a group of improvisers in Chicago who called themselves the Compass Players. This troupe included Viola's son, Paul Stills. After the demise of the Compass Players, Paul created an improv troupe called The Second City in 1959. This troupe evolved into the most well-known improv comedy troupe in the world, with numerous performers becoming cast members on Saturday Night Live. In Canada in the 1970s, British playwright Keith Johnstone created theater sports. This competition between improv teams was the inspiration behind the hit TV show Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Who were your influences?
Gilda Radner, just a physical comedian, and she just fell into every role that she was in.
Ryan Stiles was always like a big inspiration to me.
Gandhi, John Ritter, John Candy, Carol Burnett. Big choices, big commitment.
We're aging ourselves now.
A little bit, yeah.
A lot of us have become really big fans of Dropout TV. Particularly, there's this one show that I can't recommend enough called Make Some Noise.
While it may seem strange to have rules associated with improv, here are some common rules considered by improvisers. 1. Say yes and. Players have to agree to the basic situation and setup. 2. After the and, add new information. An improvised scene can't move forward or advance unless we add new information. 3. Don't block. The opposite of saying yes and is blocking or denial. 4. Avoid questions. Questions force partners to fill in the information or do the work. 5. Focus on the here and now. Focus on what's going on right at this moment. 6. Establish the location. Good scenes have a setting. A location can easily be established in 1 or 2 lines. 7. Be specific. Provide details. Details help provide objectives and flesh out characters. And 8. Change, change, change. The characters in a scene must experience some type of change for the scene to be interesting.
So something you really love to do in the future?
It's an improvised episode of Star Trek. And there's just like a lot of fun ideas we have with that we could potentially do. We'd want to bring in we want to use like video technology so we could have people like out like in the green room or something like beaming in or like basically kind of messaging the ship.
If people want to participate,
go follow us on Facebook. Also, you could email me, which my email address is adam@thevlt.com. So we do shows usually about once a quarter, and we're doing more and more stuff outside of here too.
So what's coming up for you guys? What are you excited about?
Oh, I'm looking forward to our jam. We do jams at the VLT every month. You can check it out on our Facebook page. It's just fun to bring people together who just want to try or watch improv. So if you want to try, check it out.